So basically what I want to go over is how to actually add presenters notes and why that's really important. So when you're in PowerPoint or PowerPoint online, there's what's called presenters notes. And really for all your presentations, you should absolutely be using this feature. I just put together a really quick couple slides here to show you how this actually works. But right here on the bottom, there's a little icon and it says notes. If you click on it, they become visible or hidden. So you definitely want to make sure they're visible, and it's basically an open spot where you can type things in. So this is where I would type in that additional information that I wouldn't necessarily put on the screen. That way you don't need to memorize it. You don't need to have a piece of paper in front of you as well. Everything can be self-contained in this document. And this is actually really good as well if you're working with a group, because maybe one person's in charge of just coming up with the presentation or the presenter's notes and adding them into the presentation. So again, here they all are right here underneath. That's where I just did my typing. The next slide here, this is actually kind of how it looks. So when your computer is connected to a projector, PowerPoint is smart enough to know that typically people use PowerPoints in a presentation. So it gives you what's called a presenter's view. And this slide here is a presenter's view. So this is what you will see on my computer when you're doing your presentation. If you're doing it in PowerPoint, you will see this big slide on the left is the slide that everybody else can see. So it looks like this on the main screen, just that slide. But on my screen, it looks like this. So you can see what slide is currently up, what slide is up next, so your next slide, and all your presenters notes are right here. You can also change the font. I had them really small in this image, if I make this a little bit bigger. So it's kind of hard to read right here, but if you click, there's like a button to increase the font size. So what this does is it allows you to not only have just your words on your screen, but then all your additional information you want to talk about. So in yesterday's lesson, I talked a little bit about how this could be best used with like the rule of 4. So I would put like a little bit of information on every page, like my 4 bullet points or 4 sentences. And then the extra info I want to add to that presentation, I would type in the presenter's notes. That way, when you get up here to present, you just basically pull up your presentation, and then it'll connect to the screen, the PowerPoint. Everybody will only see the main image. They won't see your notes. Also, what that's good for is if you have to hand in a presentation or share a presentation, it's good to show essentially like all your additional information. So, for example, when I'm marking these, I'm going to ask for a copy or a link to your presentation. So PowerPoint Online here has a feature where you can just download. I have to double check where that even is. File. Yeah, you can go download as. So that we'll do it a couple different ways. You can give me a link to your PowerPoint. You can give me the PowerPoint itself. But what would really be awesome is if for example, whoever's doing Ansel Adams, when you send me your PowerPoint, if it also had your presenter's notes, that gives me a ton of extra information into everything else that you've done, right? Not just your slides. You might have 10 really great slides, some great images, all of your other pictures included, but those presenter notes give me really valuable information into your presentation. So essentially, like let's say I was sick one day, and I didn't actually get to see your presentation. If you gave me your PowerPoint with your presenter's notes, I could pretty much just kind of read through it and get the gist of your presentation. So it's kind of like giving me, like if you're thinking about like your essay, like if you're in an English class handing in your essay, this is like giving me your essay, your first draft, your notes, everything. And the more information you give me, the better I can actually get your marks. It's really easy for me to make sure your mark is as high as it could be, the more information I have. Sometimes if there's not much there, it's pretty hard for me to come up with the best marks I can. So again, Couple reasons this is amazing. One, because it's simple, easy to use. It puts all your stuff in one place. It hides your notes, your presenter notes from everybody else, but allows you to literally just read off the screen down here. I know some of us are uncomfortable. I would actually probably say everybody's uncomfortable presenting in front of people. But like I said, if you can just read from your own screen right here, put the work into adding those presenters notes in, and it will go such a far way for making your presentation awesome. This is another reason why I kind of like pushing you guys towards using PowerPoint. If you didn't use PowerPoint, that's totally okay. Some other types of presentations have this sort of thing built into it as well. So whatever you're using, maybe just look up the help section, look up if there's presenters notes. And at the end of the day too, let's say you just did a normal PowerPoint presentation. You could literally just have the information on a piece of paper, like slide 1, here's my information. Slide 2, here's my information. So you kind of are reading off a paper, but I just think this is a way more streamlined look into kind of what you're actually going to be doing. So this is how I would do it. You don't have to do it that way, but I can guarantee it will help you not only in this class, but other classes as well and into the future. Any questions on that? Cool. I'm going to be making my way around